so you do get this sweet accord to it. There is a bit of a, yes, I fed the dogs. Do you not hear me going? Man, oh man, oh man. I got tagged, guys, and it's a doozy. So as you can tell from the title, it is top 10 fragrances for life, period. That's right.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
That's right. Doesn't matter, like there is no top 10 niche, top 10 designer. It is niche, designer, indie, whatever. If it's a fragrance and you want it on the list, it counts. So it was quite hard to come up with just 10 fragrances for life, but I think I have an awesome list. And I think more importantly, it's a list that it signifies who I am. So if you want to see what these fragrances are and see who I'm going to tag, be sure and keep it right here. Like I said, my name is Tyler. This is my channel, Simply Fragrances. And right here, we talk everything fragrance related. We're doing top 10 videos, we're doing tag videos, seasonal videos, fragrance rotations, everything that encompasses fragrances you can find right here. So if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of, be sure to hit that red subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the love and support you have shown this channel. Guys, like I said, this is going to be an extremely hard video to do. I mean, I have over 200 fragrances, guys. The list, it just keeps growing, guys. It's something, it's a passion of mine. It is a hobby. It's something that makes me who I am. And so to have over 200 fragrances and then just to say, hey, you have to start over or you have to only pick 10, niche, designer, indie, whatever it may be, that's all you get. This was extremely, extremely hard to do, but I think I have a list of one, really good fragrances, but two, fragrances that more importantly represent who I am. And so that's what I was really looking for in this top 10 video, in this, 10 fragrances for life. There's gonna be fragrances that I just can't live without. They represent who I am, who I want to be. They represent who Tyler is. So here we go with the list, guys. First off, these are in no particular order. These are not listed, 1 to 10. These are just 10 fragrances that I personally couldn't live without. These are the 10 fragrances that they got to stick with me for the rest of my life. So starting off the list, the first fragrance that literally jumped to my head, I went with it, guys. It's no secret that I love Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. Guys, this stuff is an amazing, amazing fragrance. This has made so many of my top 10 lists, my top 5 lists, my weekly fragrance rotations, which I need to do again. Haven't done one in a while. Apologize for that. But this has made so many different videos, and for good reason. Now, with the House of Zaharoff, it was probably the hardest for me to choose from, not gonna lie, because I love Signature Tobacco, I love Rosé, I love all of his fragrances. I mean, Citrine has been just an amazing fragrance to wear this summer. But whenever I stop and think about the House of Zaharoff, whenever I stop and think about what the house means to me, this one was the one that I had to go with. For those of you who know the backstory behind this, it smells similar to an aftershave that my grandpa used to wear back away in the 90s. Not the same by any means, but it bears resemblance to it. And it's just a fragrance that it's sophisticated. It's a power fragrance. It makes me feel important whenever I wear this. I wore this whenever I became a manager at AT&T. I wore this on my first day when I started my business, and then just recently, me and my business partner, we closed on a really good apartment deal, and I was wearing this. So we're going to be doing an apartment job that is just it's an amazing job for me and my business. And so I just couldn't think of anything but Zaharoff to choose for this spot. So Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme, it had to make this list. Alright guys, so the next fragrance on the list, I wanted to choose something in that cheap spot, something that you can literally wear any time of the year. It can be worn dressed up, dressed down, casual. It's just a cheap golden gem. That's what I was kind of looking for. And I wanted something that, it kind of fits that spot whenever you don't really know what to wear. It's just an easy, dumb reach. You don't have to give too much thought about it. And guys, if you've been part of my channel for any length of time, you probably guess what that is, because when I talk about a cheap fragrance, I'm actually probably the ambassador for this fragrance. I can't tell you how many people have said whenever they wear this, they think of me. Well, what am I talking about, guys? Obviously, it had to be none other than Mont Blanc Starwalker. And as you can tell, I have used almost every drop of this bottle, and I do have backup bottles. Guys, this stuff, it's nothing super special. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It is nothing special in scent profile, I'll say that. But to me, it is just one of the greatest fragrances. I love this stuff. It's so clean, it's so fresh, it is refreshing. It is something that you don't gotta give a lot of thought to, guys. It is citrusy in the top. You have this beautiful bamboo note. It's almost kind of a relaxing style of a fragrance, if you will. It's just something that you can dress it up, you can dress it down, you can spray it on just to go to Walmart, run a couple errands, what have you. You can wear it to work. It's office friendly. It literally checks off every single box. I wear this sometimes even before I go to bed at night. I'll spray a couple sprays on. It just puts me in a relaxed state of mind, and it is a perfect summertime fragrance, guys. If you haven't got your nose on this, you need to get it, guys. You know, there are certain channels that are known for certain fragrances, or certain fragrances are associated with a certain channel. This is definitely a fragrance that's associated with this channel, and I've talked about it, and I'm going to continue talking about it, guys. It is discontinued. Get it while you can. It's still relatively cheap. You can get this 2.5 ounce for around 45, 40 bucks, somewhere in there. You used to be able to get it for much cheaper, but as it's discontinued, you know, the prices are starting to go up. So get it while you can, guys. Very light, fresh, aquatic-y, bamboo, citrus, a little bit of white musk in here. Absolutely amazing Mont Blanc Starwalker. All right, guys, making our way down the list at the number 3 spot. Like I said, these are in no particular order, but just fragrance that, you know, third being mentioned. So, but I wanted to go with a fragrance for the springtime. I'm trying to get all my seasons and then have a couple other categories, you know, for the fragrances to fit in. So, you know, for the spring spot, there were so many different fragrances that I could have chosen. Guys, I have so many good fragrances, but this one has quickly become one of my all-time favorite fragrances. I love this. I haven't had it that long. I got it back last November, but didn't get a chance to really wear it until around February of this year. But I've put just so many wearings on this, and it is absolutely an amazing fragrance. I love it. I can't imagine not having this in my collection forever. What am I talking about, guys? This is Aqua de Jo Absolute, and I absolutely love this fragrance. This stuff, it is so amazing, guys. It is, think of kind of like Invictus Aqua style, but it's not quite as spicy. It doesn't quite have that same punch as the Invictus Aqua, or maybe even you know, like Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, you know, Versace Hawass, in that same type of vein, but it has this ozonic note that was actually made just for this fragrance, and it is absolutely amazing. You get that bright, fresh citrus up top, you get this melon accord, but then it dries down and you get this beautiful kind of like driftwood, woody type accord, and it is so stellar. I wear this all the time. As you can see, I put quite the dent into it. It doesn't, you know, look like that, but one, this is a massive bottle, and two, for how many fragrances that I have, it speaks volumes about this fragrance, guys. I love it. It is amazing. My wife loves it. I wear it on so many date nights. I wear it just whenever I just want to smell good. I don't gotta give too much thought about it, but two, it really does kind of just invoke that spring type of vibe. So that's why I chose Aqua de Jo Absolute for the spring spot. The next fragrance on the list, I wanted a fragrance that would just capture that summer magic. Those, you know, those couple months that we have of summertime where things are finally back in swing. People are out and about. Maybe you're going to a lake, maybe you're going camping on a hike, whatever. You're just outside, you're outdoors. Maybe you're cooking out with your buddies. Maybe you're going out for a night out in the town. Who knows? But you're just living life and summer is in full swing. And so I wanted a fragrance that would just capture that. It just makes me think of the summer season. Now, is this fragrance talked about too much? Yes, it is. Is this fragrance overhyped? Yes, it is. In fact, do I sometimes get bored of the scent profile of this fragrance? I'd be lying if I say I didn't. But whenever I come back to this fragrance, no matter how many times I wear it, it just, man, it brings back that magic. I'm like, ah, yes, this is why I love it. And this is why this will always be in my fragrance collection, guys. This is Creed's Aventus. Now, like I said, is this overhyped, overplayed, talked about way too much? Yes, but guys, there's a caveat. it's for a reason. This fragrance has literally changed the fragrance industry. There were so many different fragrance companies, niche, designer, indie, that wanted to try and capture the magic of this fragrance, but they just, no matter how close they get, there's just something special about this fragrance. It's perfectly tart with that pineapple. It's got this smoky just nuance from it. You get the rose, you get the vanilla, the black currant, the pepper. Guys, it is just an amazing fragrance. And like I said, do I sometimes get bored of the scent profile? A little bit, yes, not gonna lie. That's because there's 75,000 different ways to get close to this. But whenever you spray on Aventus, it is the king of fragrances. It has been nicknamed that, and it's for a reason, guys. No one can quite copy it. And guys, I wore this the other day and I forgot how much I really just enjoyed this fragrance, and so it recaptured that magic, and I just can't get away from it, guys. Creed's Aventus, it's always going to be in my collection. All right, guys, so we are moving our way down through the list, and guys, we are at the season of fall, and I wanted a fragrance that would just capture the magic of fall. I mean, everything from the cool, crisp autumn air to the changing of leaves to the holidays that we're about to start getting into. I mean, you do have Thanksgiving, in the fall time, but for me and my family, we do celebrate the feast days in the Bible, and there are 4 of them that are done throughout the fall months. And this fragrance, to me, like even the name, just goes with it. Really, it's a time of celebration and a time of jubilation. So you might know what I'm talking about, guys. From the house of Amouage, this is Jubilation 25, and this fragrance, man, this almost made a couple different categories. I wanted to have some other categories that we'll talk about here in a second, but this one I wanted to go ahead and lock it in with the fall, because there's so many awesome memories that I have in the fall time. Like I said, me and my family, we do celebrate the feast days in the Bible, and so whenever we do Feast of Trumpets, or we do Sukkot, or we do the Feast of Tabernacles, I always wear this, and it just helps just solidify those moments in my mind with the special scent, guys. It is honey, blackberry, incense, oud, frankincense. You get just a laundry list of fragrance notes. In fact, guys, you get everything but the kitchen sink. Let's just keep it real. This stuff has everything in it, and it is absolutely it's amazing, guys. It's blended to perfection. It is, it's kind of sneaky strong. It is a powerhouse in a sense. It's not quite a room filler, but it will make its presence known. So, 4 to 5 sprays tops, guys. I mean, this stuff, it will, if you spray more than that, you will definitely fill a room. But if you go around that 4 to 5, you get that sweet spot to where you leave a nice little scent trail. You have a nice scent bubble around you. People can smell you, but you're not choking people out. So, guys, Amouage Jubilation 25 definitely had to make this. All right, guys, so the next fragrance on this list actually made the last list that I did, I think last year, is whenever I got tagged in a video, and then we did, top 10 fragrances for life, and this also made the list. So I know that I'm being true to myself, and I wanted something for those winter months, something that it just invigorating during the winter months. It helps, capture, those winter moments where you just want to be snuggled up, maybe next to a fire, next to your loved one, maybe drinking, some hot chocolate, or maybe, you're out Christmas shopping, maybe you're out seeing some lights, who knows what you're doing, but you just want to feel warm and cozy. And what better fragrance to do that than the Siren with Curly Scents in collaboration with Zaharoff. Like I said, this fragrance did make my last video of 10 fragrances for the rest of my life. And man, this is just such a special scent, guys. I actually loved it so much. I'm glad I did this. I have still an unopened box of this, an unopened bottle of this, and I never want to run out. So I try, not to use this too awful much, but I mean, let's be real. I have so many fragrances. Will I ever really go through 2 bottles? Probably not, but I wanted to be sure that I had it. But guys, this is just an amazing fragrance, guys. It just makes me think of just a cold winter's day, but you're inside, maybe by a fire, with a warm blanket, cuddled up next to your significant other, drinking hot chocolate. Maybe you're watching, Christmas movies. Maybe, who knows, maybe it's Christmas Day. You're going downstairs and you see, the Christmas tree up and lights, and it's all the holiday decorations. Who knows? But this just is so evocative of that, guys. You get this beautiful ginger, an almond, and cognac, and dark chocolate. Just this boozy cognac accord. Guys, it is absolutely an amazing fragrance. Curly, since she absolutely knocked it out of the park with this, and I'm so glad that I got a backup bottle. This will always be in my collection, guys. I love this stuff. The Siren from Kollasus and Zaharoff. Alright guys, so if you've been a part of my channel for any length of time, you know that I love barbershop fragrances, and for the most part it's a pretty clear cut and dry winner, so you probably know what I'm talking about if you've been watching my channel for a while. But if you're not and you're new here, I love barbershop fragrances and I do have a favorite, so it was a pretty easy choice, not gonna lie. I had to go with Gravitas Pour Homme from our very own Dan. You can go check him out at Mr. Smelly77 on YouTube. So from Nottingham Wilson, this is Gravitas, and it is absolutely a stellar, killer barbershop fragrance. It's a modern take on a barbershop fougere. So you get this beautiful orange blossom up front, but you get this beautiful creamy vanilla and lavender. You get this ambergris in here to kind of just give it just some depth. It is such an amazing fragrance, guys. This is awesome. I've gotten so many people onto this fragrance. In fact, one of my buddies, he's starting to kind of get into fragrances, and this is one of the ones that I showed him, and he was absolutely blown away. And this is actually kind of, you know, a stronger fragrance. You know, I get anywhere from 10 to 12 hours, depending on how many sprays I do. I typically am a heavy sprayer, so I'll typically do 6 to 7 sprays of any fragrance that I do, unless it's just, you know, a super strong, thick fragrance. But with 6 to 7 sprays, I'm getting 10 to 12 hours, guys, and that's, you know, that's pretty good. A borderline, you know, beast mode performance off of my skin. It is absolutely gorgeous, and like I said, it's a modern take on the barbershop style of fragrances. So if you want to kind of venture into that, but you're, you know, maybe scared, I would say this is a great fragrance to get your feet wet and, you know, to try the world of barbershop. So Gravitas Pour Homme definitely had to make this list. So the next fragrance on the list, I wanted to get something for a date night. I wanted to fill that category because, you know, we have a lot of people, especially new guys into, you know, the frag com. They're asking, you know, what's a great date night fragrance? And I do apologize about the cicadas. Apparently they decided to join the videos. They just now started to kind of act up, so I do apologize about that. But like I said, I wanted to get the category for date nights going, and this is just something that I deem a perfect date night fragrance, and I know that there are several other reviewers who would agree with that, and from our own personal experience we can attest to it because my wife loves it, and I know that several other people's wives and significant others really love it. So what fragrance am I talking about, guys? This is Dolce and Gabbana, the one. This is the EDP, and I chose the EDP because it's just a bit darker, a bit boozier. It does have a little bit longer staying power. It's not going to be a crazy monster projector off most people's skin, but I will say this, off of my skin, this is me, and I know several people who can, you know, attest to this as well, but for the most part people do say they do have performance issues off of this, but for me, I do not. I'm getting 8 to 9 hours off of this, and it's quite the projector off of my skin. You know, there's a story I've told several times with this fragrance where I went on a date night, dropped my dogs off at my grandma's house so they could, you know, they could run around in the backyard, and she was gone whenever, you know, she was gone at the time. Whenever she came home about 10 minutes later, she called me. She says, "Tyler, what fragrance are you wearing? I can smell it all throughout the house." And I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy, you know. So the sillage that I left actually filled her house, and it was from this fragrance, guys. This stuff is absolutely amazing. My wife loves it. I love it. It's a great fragrance, especially all year round if you're going to be in, you know, an AC controlled environment. Yeah, it does, you know, maybe get a little bit too thick for the summertime, but if you're going to be wearing a nice shirt like this, you're going to be going on, you know, a nice date, you're going to be inside somewhere where there is AC, you can rock this all day long, and you're going to get people's attention. This stuff leaves an amazing sexy scent trail behind you wherever you go, and it does turn heads. My wife loves this fragrance. Like I said, it's got this kind of dark tobacco-y, boozy kind of a core. There is a basil note in here, which is just amazing, very unique. Nothing else really smells too similar to this, so it is kind of a harder fragrance to describe. But if you like darker, sweet, kind of tobacco-y type of fragrances, this is definitely one to grab, and this is a great date night fragrance. Dolce and Gabbana, the one EDP. Had to make this list. Alright guys, so we are almost down to the last fragrance. We are on number 9. So I wanted to have kind of a fun topic with this one, and I wanted to fill that nostalgic, fragrance spot. There's so many different fragrances that I have in my collection, one, because they smell good, yes, but two, there's nostalgia behind it. I've spent time with these fragrances. These fragrances, have been with me through some very important times in my life, and this fragrance I had to choose for that nostalgia sake. This fragrance means the world to me. I've stated several times, I don't really care if this fragrance gets to $1,000. If it gets discontinued and everyone buys up all the stock and I have to spend $1,000 to get this fragrance, I will do so because it means that much to me. So you probably know what I'm talking about if you've been a part of this channel, but in case you're new, guys, Versace's Man Eau Fraiche had to make this list. Let me tell you guys, I laugh because it's just such a simple, basic style fragrance, but it literally means the world to me, guys. This is a fragrance, like I said, that, goes way back. I got this whenever I was 19, 20 years old, just moved out of my parents' house, got my own place, with my roommates, got my first real job, I got my first car, with this fragrance, went on my first, actual date, with this fragrance. Guys, this stuff is absolute magic to me. You can see I put quite the dent into it. This is probably my 4th bottle, maybe 5th bottle, throughout the years that I've had of this, and it's so good. It's a great summer and springtime fragrance. It's great all year round, honestly. It does kind of get lost in, the colder months. It doesn't quite cut through that cold air, but you can wear it, especially if you're going to be inside and they have the heat on. This will make a great fresh fragrance for those moments. But guys, it's just a bright, fresh, citrusy type of fragrance. It's got this star fruit note in there, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Kind of a peppery, spicy accord to it with that pink pepper in there. And for it being a lighter style fragrance, you do get some decent longevity and performance off of this. I get about an arm's length of projection, throughout the first, I'd say, hour to hour and a half, and then it does, sit in closer to the skin. Not quite a skin scent, but you're gonna be pushing maybe 3 to 4 inches around you, so a nice, decent scent bubble. And the sillage that you have on this one is gonna be really good, at least from my experience with a lighter style fragrance, guys. So Versace's Man Eau Fraiche definitely had to make this list, guys. So we're down to the last fragrance on the list. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around. I really do appreciate that. So the last category that I wanted to fill was the showstopper, something that it's going to turn heads. People are going to be like, whoa, what are you wearing? What is that? I've never smelled anything quite like that. What is that? And so I have just the fragrance for that. I still need to do a review on it. I do apologize. I've been away, a little bit longer than I wanted to. Business has gotten a little crazy, but I am going to do a review on this. So patience, please, on that. But for the fragrance that it's so mysterious. It is a fragrance that it captures your mind, and you're like, what is that? Like, what am I smelling? I've literally never smelled anything quite like this. The sillage that you leave is a mile long. The scent bubble that you leave is intoxicating. It will turn heads and you will get compliments, and I know that because it's already gotten me those, because it's a mesmerizing fragrance, guys. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Ganymede. Now, this fragrance, this is crazy, guys. It's a hard fragrance to describe, so forgive me, but it is a citrusy, it's got citrus in the top, but it's got this earthy, minerally, salty, leather, like suede leather type of vibe to it, and it is absolutely intoxicating. I cannot not smell myself when I have this. I'll spray it on my hand and it is addicting. I go back to it time and time and time again. I just get another whiff and another whiff and another whiff. It is absolutely mesmerizing. In my opinion, very unisex. I think that it rides that line very well. It's not super masculine. It does maybe lean on that a little bit, just with that kind of earthy, leathery suede style that it has to it, but a woman can wear this and it smells absolutely fantastic. My wife has worn this and it is magic on her skin. I love this. It is a bit pricey, and it's actually kind of hard to get a hold of. They don't quite sell it to the States yet, so you have to go through one of their sellers, and it's kind of a ring around to get it, but it is absolutely worth it. I'm so glad that I got this. Shout out to Kuba Nose for putting, I believe, all of us onto it. He was one of the first to talk about it. And then shout out to my boy Chris over at the Fragtastic Mr. Fox for giving me a little 1 ml sample. He didn't have much, but he did share what he had, and it cost me to get this stuff. This stuff is ridiculous, guys. This is a showstopper for sure. People will turn heads. They're gonna say, what is that? It's guys, it fills a room in the best way possible. It is not an overbearing fragrance, but it will let people know that you are there. And like I said, it is a showstopper. So Ganymede definitely had to make this list. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. And I know some of you might think, man, there were some fragrances that you left off that I thought for sure would be on there. But guys, I wanted to make a list that was true to myself, and fragrances that even, I wanted to put in here. I couldn't quite put them over, some of the other ones that, for the list for one reason or another. Even some of my favorite fragrances like Apex, Godolphin, stuff like that, like really wanted to put those in there. But when I got down to it, I had to stick with the list that I had. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Be sure and comment down below what you thought of it. Now I gotta tag some people. So first and foremost, I'm gonna make this an open tag. So if you want to do this and I don't call your name, please feel free to do so. If I don't call your name, it's no disrespect. There's just so many different people, and sometimes they might slip your mind or whatnot, and it's just hard to pick and choose. So please don't feel offended if I don't call your name. You are now officially tagged if I don't, because I'm going to leave it as an open tag first and foremost. But I'm going to tag a couple of people. I'm going to tag my boy, John Murrell. He's always down to do a tag, and I'm really excited to see what you got, bro. I'm going to tag Brian from My Two Cents. He said he's always down for a good tag if you're not already tagged. Who else? I'm going to tag the Fragrance Hunter. I don't think you've done this. I don't think House of Kollasus has done this either, so I'm going to tag House of Kollasus. Who else? I'm going to tag Greta. I want to see what you got. I want to see what your fragrances 10 for life would be. I know there's going to be some Rojas in there. It's got to be. And then who else? I'm gonna tag. That might be it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I feel like that's a good, solid number. But like I said, if I don't call your name, no worries, no offense need to be taken. It is an open tag, so now you are officially tagged. So, guys, comment down below what you thought of the list. If you thought this list was definitely me, let me know ahead and know if there were some fragrances you thought I left off and you've been watching the channel. Feel free to let me know. But I want to know, what are some of your fragrances, guys? What are some fragrances that you would have for the rest of your life? Your top 10, top 5, whatever you want to put down there. Let me know a couple fragrances that you just couldn't live without. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I'm going to catch you in the comment sections. I'm also going to catch you on the next video. And remember, if you love it, wear it.